Okay. So let's jump on. Do you remember what did we discuss in our last class? Yes, security groups and then NSCLs, correct? Okay. Should we have a small shooter? Let's see. So, what is the security group is used for? Yes, it's like a firewall, mhm, which secure the EC2 instance, correct? Okay. And this security group has two types of rules. What are those? Inbound rules and then outbound rules. By default, inbound rules are denied. Outbound rules are allowed. Very good. So for the EC2 instance, at least one security group should be attached, no? Yes or no? Yes. Can we create multiple security groups? Yes. For one EC2 instance, can we attach multiple security groups? Yes. One security group can be attached to multiple EC2 instances? That is also yes. Is it possible to deny any protocol in EC2 in security group? Definitely no, because by default everything is denied. Super. Do you all agree that AWS EC2 has a default security group? Yes. Default security group. Okay. So this, if you allow any inbound rule, do you need to allow that an outbound rule? No. So security group is stateful or stateless? Oh, you remember, huh? Stateful. Very good. And which one are stateless? NACL. Okay. So guys, people call it as NACL or people call it as NACL, right? US people will call it as NACL. Okay. What is the full form of NACL? Network Access Control List. Very good. So NACL is nothing but it's another layer of security for the EC2 instance. Yes. This NACL is on which level? Subnet level. EC2 instance is, security group is EC2 instance level, and this NACL is subnet level. So do you all agree that we also learned VPC and then subnets there? We haven't learned completely, but at least the topic, the subnet topic, where we can create isolated environments. Yes. So which one will hit first, NACL or security group? NACL. In NACL, is it possible to deny and allow both? Okay. By default, do we have any default NACL? Yes. For the default NACL, all inbound rules and outbound rules are allowed. But if you create any brand new NACL, it is denied. Wow. Guys, too good. Did you revise, huh? These days? No. Man, in that case, you will be remembering all these things throughout your life. Huh? Please recommend me for your kids also. I'm just kidding. Nice. Very good. So let me share my screen. Injected. Okay. So can you please confirm? Can you see my screen and can you hear me well? Okay. Today we will talk about auto scaling. So guys, we already knew about this auto scaling, right? But little bit deeper, we'll learn it here. So what do you mean by auto scaling, guys? Whenever someone asks auto scaling, what do you say? Auto scaling. Excellent. So it's nothing but scale out and then scaling. Correct? Scale out, then scale in. EC2 instances based on the load. Simple definition. Correct? So scale out and scale in EC2 instances based on the load. That is called auto scaling. So here, scale out meaning, can we say it is adding? Scale in meaning removing. Correct? So whenever there is a demand, correct? Whenever there is a demand on traffic, this auto scaling group will scale out and scale in automatically. Agree? Simple. Whenever whenever there is a demand on traffic, auto scaling group will scale out and scale in EC2 instances automatically. Right. So let me draw the diagram for that to you. Obviously, we have the load balancer. Okay, now? And then we have the EC2 instances. So guys, we have EC2 instance. Inside that we should have an application also, no? Right, guys? We should also have application inside it. Okay. We have this EC2 instances and load balancer is sending the traffic to this. Okay. Okay. So, and all these things should be inside this auto scaling group, correct? So, guys, tell me, in this auto scaling group, we have all these EC2 instances, right? And each EC2 instance should contain some RAM, no? Let's say 4 GB RAM. So can you tell me, guys, is it good to have same type of RAM or a different size of RAMs in the group? Yes. Always remember, it's always good to have same type of capacity, right? Same type of capacity. So how is this load balancer is monitoring here using, we have learned this using excellent Android health checks. Remember health check. What is the status code that you will get for the health checks? 200. Super. So whenever, okay, now this, you tell me if you remember, ELB does the health checks for the EC2 instance or for the application? ELB does the health checks for the application. Remember, I told you who will do the monitoring for the EC2 instance? Which service is that? CloudWatch. Very good. CloudWatch monitors EC2 instance. Remember the difference. Okay. Remember the difference. Okay, ma? Okay. Whenever there is a huge load, whenever there is a huge load coming on this load balancer, let's take an example. Like we have an Amazon, Black Friday sale, or some deals are happening, or some festival sale, occasion sale. We have it, no. Let's say, for example, coming Friday we have a Black Friday where you have a super good deals in the Amazon website. So just imagine how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 EC2 instances are there. But at the time of that Black Friday sale, this 5 EC2 instances will be sufficient today? Definitely no. So at that time, obviously that load will get increased. And then do you all agree that automatically based on the load, the scale out should happening? That meaning number of EC2 instances should get increased? Yes. What is that called? This is called scale out. So this is called scale out. So remember, here are we using elasticity or scalability? Elasticity. Scalability meaning you are increasing the capacity of the EC2 instance. Is it possible to increase the capacity of the EC2 instance in the runtime from 4 GB to 8 GB? No, it's a runtime, right? So it's always good to increase the number of EC2 instances. So in this auto scaling, the number of EC2 instances will get increased. So the question is how many? So remember, okay, let's say for example, whenever you are setting up, guys, now you have nothing on the EC2 console. You got a requirement, right? You got a requirement that you need to set up the auto scaling group for your application. Today, okay? So now, whenever you got a requirement, can you tell me, guys, forget about scale out and scaling. That is when the load increase, it will increase. But initially, you need to have some capacity, na? The minimum capacity, that minimum number of EC2 instances you should create it, no? Yes or no? In your group, you should have, that is called desired capacity. How much capacity that you need? How many EC2 instances that you need initially? Right? So let's say 1, 2, 3, 4. So initially I have kept 4 EC2 instances today. Initially, how many EC2 instances that we need to? So how do you know, guys? Is it possible to tell now how many EC2 instances that we need in the auto scaling group? No, it is purely based on the requirement. So if your requirement is heavy, so you just think and then have the number of EC2 instances that initially you can launch it. So that one I call it as DC, desired capacity. What your desire, guys, your wish, how many EC2 instances that you need, that is your desired capacity. Understood? How many? I have put it is 4. Okay, here minimum in the group I should have, let's say example I to put 2, and these are boundaries, no? Maximum I'll put 6, for example. Okay, how many EC2 instances are there now in my group? 4. Now the load has been increased. That meaning one more EC2 instance will get added. How many are there now total? Chappu. Bolo? 5. So again, load has been increased, scale out has happened. How many are there in total? 6. So again, load has been increased. Can you tell me one more EC2 instance will get launched? Answer is no. Because why? Maximum reached. Correct? Maximum reached. Okay. When now scaling is happening. Okay. Scaling is happening. So there is no load, right? And auto scaling group understood that, hey, there is no load here. So I need to scale in. So scaling is happened. How many EC2 instances are there? 2. So this minimum and maximums are boundaries. Is that clear? Understood what is minimum, maximum, and desired capacities, everyone? So I'll write it for you. Minimum, maximum, desired capacity. So what is minimum? So minimum, the number of EC2 instances that auto scaling group should have. Example, minimum 2. Is it mandatory to put only 2? No, it's up to you. Based on the requirement, you can put it. So the number of EC2 instances, okay, I'll put the minimum number of EC2 instances. Here I put the maximum number of EC2 instances that auto scaling group should have. Example, maximum, I put it as 6. So desired capacity. Desired capacity meaning the number of EC2 instances that you wish or desired to launch initially. That is called desired capacity. You know? Is it clear till here, everyone? Slowly, smooth as butter. Okay. So now we have three types. One you will eat. So initially in your plate, how many you had it? 4. And maximum how many eat? Until as you reach it, you don't worry. But you need to have a maximum number of full carbs. I mean butter now. Understood? So minimum, maximum are boundaries. Desired capacity meaning how many that you need, you can launch the EC2 instances. Everything is under control, Babu. Yes. Make sense, Chite? What is that? Hold on. Kiran Patil. Sir, can you give general example in each are easy to understand? That's what we are doing it, no? So every topic I'm giving an example. Just now I gave. Yeah. Good. So dynamic scaling. So dynamic scaling meaning, so no. Dynamic scaling meaning just based on the load, it will scale. Let's say, for example, based on the load meaning, let's say CPU, network, how many requests count you're getting, etc. All these are all dynamic scaling. Guys, you just mentioned, you just put it, hey, my average CPU utilization should be CPU utilization should be 60. That's it. Based on that, dynamically it will scale out and scaling dynamically happen. It is not fixed or it is not, the number is not fixed. It's purely depend upon the dynamic scaling. So guys, the CPU network request count, etc. All this we can call it as metrics. This metrics concept will come in your CloudWatch, correct? So we can use this CloudWatch metrics in order to do this dynamic scaling. So can you tell me, out of the different types of scaling options, which one is suggestible? Excellent. Dynamic is suggestible. Super. Is this clear till here, everyone? Okay. So now, question for you, guys. Question for you. See here, how many EC2 instances are there in this diagram? 5 are there. So now, scale out has happened. That meaning another new EC2 instance has been launched. Can you tell me, whenever a new EC2 instance is getting launched by this auto scaling group, that EC2 instance should also contain the application? How does that EC2 instance has the application? How? How does it come? How? Excellent. AMI. Got it? Excellent. AMI. Remember? So guys, can we create our own custom AMI and have our application ready inside that AMI? Yes. So, and then we can have that AMI can be attached to this auto scaling group. For that, there is a concept called launch configuration, or you can call it as launch templates. Write down. Launch configurations or launch template. See, what is this launch configuration or launch template? So guys, how many steps are there to launch an EC2 instance? 7 steps. Okay. So now you tell me, I have went and launched one EC2 instance, let's say Linux EC2 instance. I went and launched a Linux EC2 instance. I went and launched Linux EC2 instance. So I use this 7 step to launch the EC2 instance. And now I need same EC2 instance, I need 100. So that meaning, do you go and launch 100 EC2 instance having the 7 steps each for each EC2 instance? What will you do? You create a template out of it, no? Yes. You create a template out of it. So template meaning only those 7 steps. Does it contain data? No, it doesn't contain any data. Only the configuration. What is the instance type? What is the AMI? What is the security group? What tag it is used? What EBS volume it has used? Only those configuration you can create a template out of it. Using the template, you can launch the EC2 instance on the spot immediately. Just like that, you can launch it. That is called launch template. So you will have this launch. What does the launch template contains? Do you all agree that is it contain? Do we need to give AMI details in the lot? So which type of EC2 instance we need to launch, right? So in this AMI itself, can we have our own application? Correct? Correct, guys? Yes. So you give the details of volumes, you'll give the details of security group, you'll give the details of key pairs, right? You give the details of tags, instance type, etc. all the information will be there in this launch template or launch configuration. So first we need to create this launch configuration, and then using this launch configuration, we'll create a auto scaling group. And while creating auto scaling group, we will give the details of minimum, maximum, desired capacity. Using this launch configuration, using these details, EC2 instance will get launched in this auto scaling group. Whenever the scale out is happening, it will uses the same launch configuration, and then it will launch the new EC2 instance. Scale out will happen. Everyone agree? Understood? So auto scaling group is a combination of, you should have ELB, you should have EC2 instances, you should have launch configs, right? Plus, we can give SNS. SNS meaning used for what? For notification purpose. If any EC2 instance is getting launched, scale out happens. If you want to get a notification, yes, use SNS here. Without ELB, do you have a auto scaling group here? Should have it, no? Okay. Everyone understood? That's why while creating auto scaling group, it is very easy now. You just say keep my auto scaling group CPU utilization as 60%. For example, you just give this information to the auto scaling group and then done. So auto scaling group will have launch configuration attached. That's the reason why whenever it is launching the EC2 instance, it uses this launch configuration. Everyone clear on this auto scaling group? Everyone clear, guys? Before I go to the next topic. CC? Non-IT CC? Okay. So, can someone answer that to Kiran? Simple notification service used for notification purpose. Okay. So, guys, very, very important topic. Concentrate. The next topic is elastic load balancer. We have learned what is load balancer, what it does, but we need to go a little bit deeper, right? Let's learn what is this elastic load balancer. Okay, what is ELB? What is the simple definition that? Super. Which distribute the traffic across multiple EC2 instances. Very good. Let's start with that. So ELB, which distribute the traffic to multiple EC2 instances across availability zones. This is what we have learned. Super. ELB is completely managed by ELB is completely managed by AWS. Very good. So ELB is a service or a server for us? ELB is a service for us. Service by AWS. It's not a server for us. How do you access ELB? By logging or by accessing the URL? Yes. ELB can be accessed by URL. That meaning the DNS name. correct? You cannot log in to the ELB. We'll have a nasty URL. Very good. Okay. Now, the diagram example real time is required, no? So let me put that diagram. Okay. This is the ELB FATI1. Okay. And then we have the EC2 instance. Okay. Oh. So here EC2. Inside this, we should have an application, no? Instead of application, can I have my some HTML file, index.html? Yes. So like this, I can have multiple EC2 instances, correct? So I can have 2 and 3. Let's say I have 3 EC2 instances. Load balancer is sending the traffic to this. Okay, good. So this EC2, the first EC2 instance can be in 1A, the second can be in 1B, the third can be in 1C. Yes. Yes. And on top of it, can I implement auto scaling group also if required, based on the requirement? Yes, I can do that. Okay. And how does it do the health check? So we have here health check. What is the status code? 200. So ELB is doing the health checks to the application, right? So if it is healthy, if it is giving 200, then it is considered as healthy. If it is not giving 200, then it is considered as unhealthy. Correct? We have learned this. Healthy or unhealthy. So whenever you create a load balancer, so AWS will give you a DNS name that is nothing but a nasty URL. Okay. How does that nasty URL looks like? http:// if you give the name of the LB, that is my LB dot blah, 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 some name numbers dot ap minus south minus one dot elb dot aws dot amazon aws.com, something like this will be there. So is it good to give this kind of URL to your customers? No. Then how do you do the makeup for this? So the makeup can be done from Route 53. Super. Route 53. So I can go and map it like this, http://boom.com. Yes. Everyone understood? Okay. Now, should I tell you a small chitty story that has happened in my company with me? So, guys, I used to work for a company, not now, before. So you have ships, right? In the oceans, we have ships, right? Ships, ships. So we have the ships. What we do is in that company, we used to develop a software so that these ships uses. So how we have a GPRS, the same way we have developed something for the ships where they will plan their voyage. Okay, from one place to another place, and also they will and we develop few software where if they open the software, all the performance related things will show up there, like how much fuel is it consuming, how much that, this, hull X, so many things, we develop and we have everything in the website. So we'll give that website to the captain. Okay. So there are so much of things, guys. Remember, just imagine, guys, let's say, for example, if I need to monitor my car, or let's take bike. Can you tell me what are the things that we can monitor for the bike? How much speed it is going, how much fuel it is consuming, what is the pressure of the tire, what is the mileage, hmm, right? How much, right, dashboard, power for your car also. So if I keep on, we are writing it for the car itself, we'll get so many metrics, correct? For the car. So just imagine how much you will get it for a ship. Ship is very, 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 very big. So I still remember why I used to go into the engine room, right? Do you saw that engine room? No, I think no one. Okay, maybe in Titanic, you might have seen the engine. Okay, there why you will see engine room? What does Jack and Jill? What is that? What they are doing it? They will be watching that. Did you saw the huge pipes and all in the back end? Okay, so so the huge, it's huge of huge engines. You will have it. All those engines information, etc., etc. Will get it. Will all the information will get it. Okay. By the way, so here all this. So this captain will open, guys. Captain will open the website. Obviously, I have set up my website, right? That website is nothing but here. It will hit my load balancer, correct? It'll hit my ELB, correct? It will hit the ELB. So below this ELB, I have my EC2 instance, correct? I have the EC2 instance with my application. Okay. Why I'm saying all this thing is, guys, I have given this, okay, ELB, I have renamed it as the nasty URL I don't give, right? So http://boom.com is a URL. So this boom.com is a URL which is accessed throughout the different multiple ships. Everyone are getting connected to this boom.com, correct, through my ELB. Everyone are getting connected and everyone are able to access it. Do you all agree that each and every ship will have its own network? Yes, guys, in the ship, you have a big network, right? Every ship will have its own network. They have the firewalls, they have internet, everything will have it. They can control the traffic also. So, but thing is, it started working, but this fellow, the last customer, he raised a complaint saying that he cannot able to access our application. And he says that, hey, Riaz, I have a firewall in my ship. And can you give me the IP address of your application so that I can whitelist it here? This is the question. This is the question. Guys, this is the question. So if I ask what is the IP address, which IP address I should give? Should I give my EC2 instance IP address? No. Which IP address I need to give then? ELB IP address we need to give. But ELB is completely managed by AWS. Is it possible to have the IP address for the ELB? No. So I said like, hey, I'm ready to give the DNS name, but not the IP address. But he said that, no, I need the IP address of your website. Otherwise, I cannot do it. I cannot do anything. So guys, just because of simple bloody IP address, can I miss the whole deal? I cannot lose the customer. So I raised a ticket with AWS. Babu says that, hey, can you give me the IP address of the ELB? They purely said that IP address of the ELB we are not encouraged. This is a service from AWS. There is no IP address. How to resolve this issue? This is the real time that I faced. So AWS, I haven't got any help from the AWS, right? So when I was going and doing something, I got the IP address of the load balancer. What is guys? Yes, NS lookup. Do you remember NS lookup we learned? Using NS lookup, I have done because ELB is nothing but the URL, nasty URL, right? So for that nasty URL, if I put it, I got the IP addresses. I was very happy and I have shared that IP address to the customer and he has put the IP address in the firewall and it started working. And everyone got appreciated like, oh, wow, Riaz, boo, you did that. But the second day, it stopped working. What is the reason? IP address got changed. IP address got changed. So we have the IP address for the load balancer, but those are dynamic or static? Those are dynamic. So is it possible for me to keep on giving the IP address to the customer and he'll keep on adding it to the firewall? No. That's the reason why AWS said that we cannot give the IP address because those are dynamic, those are useless. Then I contacted AWS saying that, hey, see AWS, this is a problem. I cannot lose my customer. And what AWS told is, hey, Babu, that's fine. I have the load balancer here. You are saying to give the static IPs to the load balancer. Load balancer, guys, the performance of the load balancer is managed by AWS. So load balancer is nothing but in the back end, AWS might be having the machines only, no? For us, it is just a service. For in the back end is nothing but some servers will be there, correct? Auto scaling will be happening, no? Correct. Whenever I told you that performance is completely managed by AWS, that meaning if I get a huge traffic here, automatically scale out will be happening. That is handled by AWS. We no need to worry. And whenever there is no traffic, no traffic to the ELB, scaling will happen. Guys, this is completely managed by AWS. We don't care. But you are going and saying that, hey, boss, can you give me the static IP? If it is static IP, whenever the scale out is happening, is it possible to give the static IP? Because new EC2 instance will be created, new EC2 instance will be dealing. How come the static IPs will get it? So here, you need to compromise something. AWS said that, Babu, see, you have to compromise here because I will give, no problem. I'll put for your load balance in the back end for them, not for us. I'll put the maximum EC2 instance, the auto scaling will happening only within the 10 EC2 instances. So if I giving, so now AWS will give this 10 static IPs. So if you are getting the 10 static IPs, is it not like you are compromising the performance of the load balancer? So like this, you will have, so it is not recommended to have it, guys. So nowadays, all the firewalls, so what they do is they have the DNS can be allowed in the firewall, but just in case if you have this, you can get in touch with the AWS and they'll give the solutions like this. But is it recommended? No, it is not recommended. Agree? Understood? So, but in my company, I tried that and it worked. So ELB has the IP address. Agree? ELB has the IP address, but these IPs are dynamic. These IPs are dynamic. So AWS always recommend to use the ELB DNS name, not IP address. Okay. Is that clear part, guys? Everyone? Guys, everyone understood? Getting it? The next thing here is types of elastic load balancer. Types of elastic. So guys, initially, a few years back, there was only one load balancer. That load balancer is called classic load balancer. What is that? Classic load balancer. People in shortcut, you can call it as CLB, right? And this classic load balancer will work on your HTTP, HTTPS, and TCP, the protocols. There were only one load balancer. Later, due to different type of requirements, AWS came up with different types of load balancer, which is latest generation. That is called application load balancer. And here, network load balancer. And latestly, they got something called gateway load balancer. Guys, in shortcut, you call it as ALB, NLB, CLB, and GLB. Write down those. What are the different types of load balancer we have? ALB, NLB, CLB, GLB. Application load balancer, network load balancer, classic load balancer, gateway load balancer. So these are latest generation. These are latest generation. But this one has become the previous generation. This one has become classic load balancer has become the previous generation. That because there might be because there are so many requirements coming up from the customers, and this is getting outdated. Classic load balance is getting outdated. That's the reason why I told it is a previous generation. So everyone, if you want to go and set up any application, the default load balancer that 99% people will go and select is ALB only, application load balancer. And this application, obviously, load balancer works on HTTP and HTTPS. Right? So a default choose for everyone, it's a default choose is ALB only. And this is best for microservices. Nowadays you have all your Docker, Kubernetes, etc. They need to also have a load balancing concept, right? So for all these things, your application load balancer will work. Coming to the network load balancer, when do you use this? And this network load balancer works on TCP level, like network level. When do you use this network load balancer? Guys, if you need to have an extreme high performance, if you need to have an extreme high performance, then you can go for it. Network load balancer. Let's say, for example, guys, remember in your data center, you need to have, let's say, all the traffic should connect to one device, and from there, it has to go out or it has to distribute, for example. Guys, in the network level, I'm talking about network level, guys, not on the application level. In your data centers, right? In your data centers, or some traffic or some heavy traffic should go and hit some device, and that device should be distributing it. Guys, that device, it should be super fast. No, I'm not talking about application. I'm talking about the network. Correct? You should have super fast, right? And then if all the devices are connecting to the particular device, that network device, so that network device, is it good to have a dynamic IP or static IP for that network device? So this network load balancer support static IP. This is the only load balancer that supports static IP. Rest, it doesn't support. Understood? So this network load balancer works on TCP level, network layer. Do you remember OSI layers? We have learned network layer, no? In that network layer, this will work, network load balancer. You're getting it? Application load balancer, generally use it for your applications, right? Classic load balancer is the previous generation. No one will be using it. They are migrating it from classic to application. Network load balancer, you'll use it related to the network level. And gateway load balancer recently came, and this is used for use for security, some third party appliance related. It uses a protocol called Geneve, but it is a very advanced thing. Um, just keep that in mind. No need to go deeper there. It's used for security purpose. So, guys, which load balancer is commonly used here? Let's concentrate more on that. Why AWS came up with this new latest generation called application load balancer? Because this application load balancer comes up with something called routing features. What is that, Chiti? Routing features. So a few of them are, I call it as host-based routing, right on, and path-based routing. Rather than these two, very important. Application load balancer has host-based routing and path-based routing. Let me tell you the clear difference between application load balancer and classic load balancer. See, now let me take a real-time example. Guys, this is the load balancer. Okay. This is the load balancer. Okay. So I need very short name. Someone is actually saying http:// who is the short name? Give some name. Ali. Okay. So ali.com, for example. Okay. Guys, we have ali.com here. If someone is hitting ali.com, obviously it will go to the load balancer, correct? Guys, correct? And then here we have Ali application, correct? We have the application here, this ali.com. We have the Ali related application here, correct? So here, ali.com related application will be there, which the load balancer is sending the traffic. Good. Now tell me, we have ali.com. So can't we have a subdomains inside this? Let's say, for example, web.ali.com. Can't you have like this? Or admin.ali.com? You should have it, no? Guys. So if I need web.ali.com, can I push the traffic to this load balancer? Can I push the traffic to this load balancer? Guys, ali.com is different. Guys, google.com is different. Images.google.com is different, correct? So is it possible for me to go and set up one more EC2 instance here and put web.ali.com? Is that possible? Oi, web.ali.com. Guys, is it possible to, guys, where are you? So guys, I told you, what is the thumb rule to have high availability? Redundancy, RMF, right? RMF. Where is R here? Where is R? Redundancy. So is it good to have ali.com and web.ali.com, two different applications with one load balancer? Then is it possible for me to do like this? No. With one load balancer. Okay, now you tell me, now here, for example, Bhavani comes. So Bhavani comes and typed http:// So load balancer will send the we have the EC2 instance here. So can we create another target group? Yes. Yes. Here I go and have web.ali.com application. I can put it here. See, I'm putting this much effort to make you understand. So if it's getting delayed, please try to understand. Because after seeing this, my pains in one shot, you should be able to understand. No need to even revise. So, so can I call this is as another target group? Right? And let's say this target group is as web target group. Correct? And whoever is coming from this, I'll tell to the load balancer, hey, load balancer, send web.ali.traffic to this target group. See? See, guys? Understood? Guys, you're getting it? So we are just redirecting it. CD redirected to target. Redirected to the target. And now, it's important. You might be having some application like this also. http://ali.com separate module called, let's say, like admin. Can you have, instead of separate domain, you have some path like this at the end, which contains a different application. Yes, developers will have like this also, no? For this, you can use something called path-based routing. Path-based routing. So guys, you can do whatever you want to do. You can create a simply go ahead and create a rules. And then for this, you create a admin application here with a separate target group. Anyone is coming with /admin, you have the application separately. So guys, with one load balancer, you can handle multiple applications like this with different target. Call it as admin teacher. Is everyone clear? Understood the difference between CLB and NLB? So with one load balancer, you can handle multiple applications using different target groups. We can create is not reachable, it will kill it and it will launch it. Simple. How many target groups we can have in a hundreds? I mean, not hundreds, maybe 20 per. There is some soft limit, Prasad, but you have plenty. Okay. Take the screenshot. I took 3 minutes extra. Take the screenshots. Let me know once done. And second one. All EC2 instances in one target group belongs to different available zones. Yes, different. It's always good to have to keep it in different available zones. Because we learned, no, Shiva Shankar, EC2 instance can, load balancer can send the traffic to multiple availability zones. The last one.